So in this session, we will talk about editors concept in Linux. Guys, first of all, what is editor? When you use Windows operating system, if you want to create any of the file, if you want to open any of existing file, or if you want to modify some content in the file, you will be using some editors, right? For example, if it is a simple file, you may be using Notepad, and you may be using Word document, you may be using TextPad, you may be using Edit Plus, Notepad plus plus. What is this all about? So they are undoubtedly editors, correct? So in any operating system, if you want to open the files and if you want to modify the files, you definitely need some editors, some type of editors. Then only you can open the files and you can modify it. Guys, let me ask you a simple question. On Windows operating system, if I have no editor at all, no MS Word, no TextPad, no Notepad, no Notepad plus plus, no Edit plus, nothing is available. Still, you want to open one file and modify it. How can we do it? Certainly, you cannot, right? Because you definitely need some editors. Then only you can open the files and you can edit or modify or delete the content or add the content. Anything can be done. In the same way, when it comes to Linux operating system as well, there may be many configuration files available, right? There may be many files available. So tomorrow, if there is a requirement of modifying some content in a file or opening the file and check or change or add or append anything, how do you do that? So that is where you expect again editors to be available in the Linux. Guys, remember Linux by default comes up with many editors, and many editors you can also modify it. I mean, you can also install it specifically. There are some default editors, some editors you can install it very well. Okay, so let me list out most common used editors in the Linux. Okay, some of them we use heavily, some of them we don't. See, one of the very simple editor you have in the Linux, which is called Nano. Guys, remember this is exactly as simple as your Notepad in Windows. In Windows, how we have the Notepad available as a simple editor, you have something called Nano, which is called Nano Editor. Okay, I will show you practically on the system how to use this in few minutes. For now, let us understand theoretically, then go to system to implement it practically or to do it practically. So first one is a Nano. Nano is the editor. And second one, you have something called gedit. Okay, in the full form, you call this is as graphical editor. This is called graphical editor, right? So what will happen, just like how your edit plus is there, okay, and you have text pad is there, and you have many editors which comes little graphical option. Similarly, you also have in the Linux which is called graphical editor. But unfortunately, when you connect in the real time, because you don't have a graphical option to use it, okay, because you don't have a graphical option to use it, because if you remember, you always connect to your Linux server using PuTTY, right? PuTTY is a text-based editor. Of course, not many graphical options enabled, right? So that is the reason why I don't think many people use the graphical editor. Nano editor is one of the basic editor, works exactly as Notepad in Windows. Okay, very basic editor. If you have a simple files available, okay, you can use this editor for modifying or for adding the content. And second one, you have a graphical editor which is called gedit. But in real time, when you connect to the remote servers, you may be using PuTTY or any other command based tools. You will be using it, and I don't think there is a graphical option enabled. There is a graphical option enabled. So that is the reason why even though you have a graphical editor available in the Linux, I don't think you will be using that in real time, because in real time, graphical editor option may not be enabled for you. And the next one you call it as a VI. Undoubtedly, it is one of the powerful editor, no doubt. Okay, so how powerful it is, you will understand when I explain couple of things in the Nano editor. You will understand some basic things which are getting missed in Nano, and what you find in the VI editor is most advanced. Similarly, as simple as you have another editor called VIM, which is VI modified. It is just little advanced with the VI. That's all. So I don't think there is a too much of difference. Both VI and VIM can be used as VI, not an issue. So these are the different editors, guys, but there are many editors. Don't think Linux supports only these. You can exclusively, for example, if you are using Windows, how are you installing Edit Plus, Notepad Plus Plus? Like this, you have many editors you can install, right? Similarly, in the Linux also, you can go ahead and install any number of editors as you like it, but these are some default editors. It may be available on the Linux, which you can use it. All right. So let me show you practically what is how do we deal with the editor, okay, and how does it work. Guys, remember in the Linux, when it comes to the editor, there is one interesting behavior. You should understand it. Guys, remember in Windows, if you go to run and type Notepad, see like this, I can go to run and type Windows, right? And Windows, I'll say Notepad. Imagine Notepad will be open. It's an empty one, correct? So I can add any content. I can add any content here, any content, any number of lines. I can add it, right? Any number of lines I can add it. So once I'm done with this, now I will be able to save this. Okay, I will be able to say, if I go to file and save it, yes, it is going to ask me to save this file. So it's going to ask me to save this file. So if I give some name, let's say um, payment file something, okay, and you select desktop. Now I'm giving the name as payment and I'm giving desktop, and I'll say save it. So file will be saved. That means initially there was no file at all, but I opened empty editor. I've added some content and I've closed the file. Okay, that file name is payment. That file name is payment. All right. So just like that, in Linux also, you will be opening any editor. Initially, it may be empty. Then you can type some content or you can add some content and you can save the file. So once it is saved, the new file will be created. A new file will be created. So using editors, we can also create a new files. But if there is file already available, still it's okay. You can modify, you can open an existing file and you can modify also. So two simple concepts I try to explain. Using editors, you can either create a new files or you can open existing file and you can modify the content. This is the concept. You can modify existing content. All right, good. Now let me show you practically whatever I explained now, whether it should work. Is it working as expected or not, or no? Let's try to understand it. Okay, so let me go to my putty. Yes, I hope you can see my screen. Okay, and if required, I can little change the size as well. It'll increase one more size. Good. All right. Okay, so first I'll be talking about Nano. Okay, so Nano is one of the editor I told you, and I am going to create a new file first using Nano, and let's say I'm creating some file called order status. I will be using Nano and I'll be using order status. Guys, remember, do you already have the file called order status? No, I don't have this file. I try to give a new name. It's a new file. So when I try to give that, yes, the Nano editor will be open, but unfortunately, I don't have any content here because it's a new file, right? You can see at the bottom, it is showing new file. So this is new file works. This is new file. Nano works exactly as Notepad in Windows. I can just add any number of lines in the file. Okay, I can add any number of lines in a file. Okay, so once I'm done with adding the content, you can see at the bottom there is an option called exit. For exit, it is asking me to hit Control X. Control X meant for exit. Control X. Now when you say Control X, see it is asking me, do you want to save it? Yes, I want to save it. Then I'll say yes. Why? File name to write. Yes. Order status. Yes, I want to keep the same name. Keep it as it is. And you will say done. So if you look at now, there should be a new file created with the name called order status. It is just created just before. Okay. And the size of the content is 107 bytes. 107 bytes. Now using Nano, I tried to create a new file called order status. Of course, it's a new file because the file was not there before. When I try to issue command called nano space file name, that is order status, the empty file is open, which is a new one, and I've added content and I saved it. And I saved it. All right, good. Now, if I try to type the same command again, nano space order status, guys, remember, in this example, I have the file available order status. I have the file available order status. All right. So if I do this now in this scenario, because I have the file already, the existing file is opened. Okay. Because I have the file available already. Okay. The existing file will be opened. Now I can add any number of lines in the file. Once done adding, okay, use Control X. Once done adding, use Control X to come out of it. Okay. So like this, I will be able to add the content, or I'll be able to modify it, or you want to delete any number of lines, any number of words, you can delete everything. So once you're done, again, you will say Control X and it is asking to save it. Yes, please save it. Why? Yes. Now the size might have been changed. You can see here, before it was only 107 bytes and now it's going to be 275 because I have added more content. That is how Nano Editor is very, very simple, basic editor, guys. Basic editor. Just like how did you use Notepad in Windows, in the same way, you will use Nano Editor and Linux. All right, that is about Nano. Guys, in the same way, you have some another editor called gedit, which is called graphical editor. Graphical editor. Now I'm going to create one more file called, let's say, payment. history. I'm creating one file called payment history. I'm giving a little big name, that's fine. Payment history, gedit. So I'm giving syntax as gedit space payment history. If I do this, see now the program gedit is currently not installed. You can install by typing. Okay, let me type in, guys. As you know, every time before we install something, we always try to update it, right? Let's update it. I told you already, some editors by default they're available on Linux, and some editors you may need to install it, right? So here in the version which I'm using, gedit is not available by default, so I'm installing it, which is fine. It is a simple command, apt install git apt install gedit -y. Yes. So let it install. Let it over. It may take 1 minute. All right, it's installing. Just bear it for a minute. Over. Good. Yes. Now what I'm going to do, guys? Gedit space payment history. Now I'm running the same command. Okay. Yeah, see that. Gedit gtk-warning cannot open display. I told you, right? Some editors which are working on a command mode, okay, the graphical options may not be enabled. Same case tomorrow if you go to real time also, same scenario. I'm happy that you got this error because same thing, even in real time, that graphic option may not be enabled on the YouTube. I mean, sorry, on T. So you may not be able to use this anyway. In fact, because it cannot be used on real time, it's okay. But just remember this, this is also one of the editor, very simple editor, you have it, gedit, right? But work-wise, just like how Nano works in the same way, gedit also works. Okay, it's okay. But I want to more focus on VI. Guys, remember VI is undoubtedly is one of the very powerful editor, very powerful editor. And before we go understand about VI editor, let me show you some of the drawbacks, you have in the Nano editor. Some of the drawbacks you have in the Nano editor. Let me explain you. Okay. For example, let me try to download some software, guys. I need a big file. So say wget. Okay. I'll say download Tomcat. Okay, I'll try to some get link. I'll try to download it. Yes, let it download because I want to show you on a real tool that has the huge configuration. I don't want to show you on dummy files, simple files. Right? I've downloaded and yes, extracted. Okay, let me go inside conf folder because we have lots of configuration available here. Okay, good. See guys, if you have some huge configuration files available and technically if I open this with Nano editor, I'll open some file called server.xml with Nano editor. You know, Nano is a very basic editor, right? Very basic editor. So you look at this, guys. You have a huge file. This one is a huge file, right? You have a many lines available here, correct? Okay, guys. Now I want to ask you some of the questions. See, right now you can understand you are at the first line. Right now, you know that you are at the first line. Guys, I want to go to line number 150. Currently, I'm at first line. I want to go to line number 150. So if I want to go, you know what I have to do? I'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I need to keep on counting like this. Maybe after completion of 120, 130, after struggling so much, let's say I miss some number. Again, I have to come back and start from beginning. Okay, this is one simple example. Second example, for example, you are at first line. You want to jump all the way to the last line of the file. So you have to keep on scroll down, 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 right? There are thousands of lines. You have to keep on going down. Or maybe you are at the beginning of the line and you want to jump to the end. Okay, you need to keep on scrolling like this, correct? Similarly, look at this. Currently, you are at the third line at some location. You want to insert a new line. After this first line, after this line, I want to insert a new line. What I have to do, guys? I have to go end like this manually, go here, and I'll say enter, then only new line will come, right? So if you understand it, there is a too much of manual operations, and in real time, you know, there are many configuration files available, right? In a different tools, there are many configurations files available. So if you open bigger files like this, and if you want to perform some operations, there will be too much of time wasting activities because the manually you need to perform so many things. So that is where you have a concept of, okay, that is where you have a concept of VI editor, which is more enhanced version of editor. Okay, compare with the Nano, compare with the Gedit, both are basic editors, but VI is most powerful editors. Guys, whatever the operations I try to do it now, for example, you are at first line and you want to jump to line number 150. Your VI editor gives you a lot of shortcuts. For example, in VI editor, it says, hey, go to line number 150. Immediately, it will jump to line number 150. Go to end of the line, it will go to end of the line. Even though you are at middle of line somewhere like this, and if you try to provide some shortcut, that is command, okay, immediately, automatically the new line will be inserted. You don't need to go to end like this and then say enter. You don't need to do that. So like this, I don't want to talk about one or two scenarios, guys. There are thousands of scenarios where the Nano editor cannot do it, but you can do in VI editor. In VI editor. Okay. So VI is most powerful editor to perform different operations on huge files where you have the huge content. We can always try to perform activities using VI editor. Using VI editor. That is the concept. All right. Now let us see how the VI editor works. Okay. So syntax wise, it's the same, guys. How Nano works, how Gedit works, it's the same way. Okay, if I have the file available, the file will be opened. If file is not available, a new file will be created. Same way how we perform with the Nano, how we perform with the gedit, in the same way your VI also works. Same way VI also works. All right, good. So before I go run this command using VI editor, guys, let me explain you how VI editor works, and later on let's come back to the system how VI editor works. Guys, remember you are currently on Linux. You are currently running on Linux server, and you are at the prompt. Okay, now you are at the prompt. Here you are typing in a command called vi space some file name. Okay, file name. Guys, remember when you run this syntax, what will happen? The vi, okay, when you say vi space file name, right, the vi editor will be opened. Guys, remember when the vi editor is opened, by default what it gets opened, okay, is called view mode, or you call it as a command mode. Guys, let me explain you why we say that view mode or command mode. There is a reason for it. There is a reason for it. Guys, when you use the syntax called vi space file name, when you use the syntax called vi space file name, what will happen in the vi editor? Okay, the view mode or command mode will be opened. And what is the advantage of it? In this mode, you will be able to perform, okay, in this mode, you will be able to perform any operations on the content. That means you can apply shortcuts, that is commands. You can apply shortcuts or the commands. But remember, even though you try to type some content in the file, you will not be able to type the content, because by default, the VI will be opened in a mode called view, where you can only see the content and you can perform different operations using shortcuts or commands. Now, what if you want to enter some content or modify some content? So that is where you need to enter into the other mode, okay, other mode of VI, and this mode is called as insert mode, or you call it as a edit mode. Insert or edit mode. Okay, now the question is, guys, see, when you say vi space file name, from here the view mode will be opened. Yes, understood. And from here, how you will be able to get into insert mode? Okay, that is from view mode to insert mode. How do you get in? Guys, remember that is where you are going to use the key called I. I meant for insert. The key called I meant for insert. So I key will be used. Of course, guys, in the keyboard you have insert key also, right? You can also use insert key. But officially, VI it says I, but you can use insert key also on your keyboard. When you get into the edit mode and insert mode, now you will be able to add some content or modify some content. Yes, you can do it. Once you're done with that, okay, how do you come back from edit mode to again back to the view mode? That is where you are going to use an option called escape. Escape key in your keyboard. When you type in escape, it automatically comes out of the insert mode and it go to view mode. And from here, now it will come out of the editor. From here, it will go to come out of the editor. So how to come out of the editor? That is where you're going to use, okay, W meant for write and Q meant for quit. W and Q, that is Like you remember in Windows, you have save and exit. Similarly, when it comes to editor, we have W for write and Q for quit. And if you want to only just save the content, you can say W, that is write. And if you want to come out without saving, you can say Q, Q for quit. W, Q, write and quit. This is the concept. All right, good. So some operating systems also expect exclamation, guys. Okay, check what kind of operating system you're using, what version you are using based on that. Some operating systems expect exclamation, some operating systems does not expect it. Just try to check first time, you will understand it. Okay, so when you say WQ and then colon and sorry and semicolon, I mean exclamation, it will come out from complete VI and back to the terminal. This is how your editor works. Now let us try to understand the same thing by working in the system. So here guys, look at it, vi space server.xml, correct? So this is an existing file. Guys, before opening an existing file, let us create some new file. Okay, vi space, let's say track order, some file. I'm giving some file name as track order. So we'll be opening it. Now this is new file. Guys, remember now, if I try to enter some kind, see, I'm trying to hit something on my keyboard. Now it is not printing. Why? The reason because I'm into view mode. Because I'm into view mode, I said I will not be able to add a content or modify content, but I can apply some commands. But even though I try to apply some commands, right now it is empty. So there's nothing I could enter it. Now, what did I say, guys? If you want to convert your mode from view to insert, that means if you want to change from view to insert, I asked you to type the key called I or use insert key. So now I'm going to say I in my keyboard. Okay, I. All right. Now you see when I type in I, you look at the bottom, guys, how it is converted. Now it is telling you that, hey, now I'm in insert mode. When you see that you are in insert mode, okay, because I am in insert mode, I will be able to add any content. Next, any number of lines can be added into the file. Okay, to come back, okay, come back, use escape key. Escape key, right? So now guys, remember, now when I say escape, see right now it is showing insert, right? When you say escape, now insert is gone. It is not going to show you any more insert. Okay, now you are into view mode. Now you are into view mode. All right. Now once you're done with the playing around with the content, now what you can say, guys, you can say semicolon, hold the shift and say colon. You can see the colon, you can see at the bottom, colon. And what did I tell you? WQ, W for write and Q for exit, and then say exclamation. Some operating systems expects exclamation. You do this and then you will come out of it, and the new file might have created already with the name called track order. With the name called track order, you can see that a new file is created with the name called track order. So in the same way, I can also open an existing file. So vi server.xml. I already have a file called server.xml. So I'll be saying vi space server.xml. Yes, I'll be able to open it. Now guys, very simple. For example, you are at first line, correct? Now you remember I took one example. What if you want to go to 150 line or some line? If it is a VI editor, guys, remember I don't need to go like this 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't need to count like this, right? All that I can do, use colon, okay, colon, and then say just give line number, guys. I want to go to line number 20. Jump. You are at first line and you are saying colon 20. Now immediately it will jump to the line number 20. You can see here Similarly, if I want to go to line number 10, again it will go to line number 10. Now I want to go to line number 30, it'll again go to line number 30. Line number 25, now it will go to 25. Again line number 2, it will go back to line number 2. So like this, whatever the number you provided, it will directly go there. It will directly go there. Okay. Like this, you have a many operations, guys, on VA editor. So look at it. Now I'm currently at the middle of this line. Guys, what if I want to insert a new line? What did I tell you? In the Nano editor, you have to go to all the way back to the line, end of the line, and say enter, right? But here, the great advantage you have with the VA editor, remember, guys, I'm going to type in a key called O, small o. You know what will happen? Immediately when I say small letter O, look at it, the new line will be added, and also it converted it mode into insert automatically. Now I'm ready to add a content. Hey, now I'm ready to add content. Okay, I can type in anything. Small letter O. Similarly, guys, if I'm at this line, I can also say uppercase O, shift O, uppercase O. Then immediately new line will be added on top. Okay, new line added on top of existing line. This is the concept. This is the concept. Like this, guys, there are so many. For example, guys, in the editor or in normal editors, tell me, guys, what if I want to delete this entire line? What you will do? You will go to end of this line and say back arrow, back arrow, back arrow, right? Until you finish it. But here in VA editor, this is very simple. You have a command called DD, 2 times D, D for Delhi. D, D. You see, entire line is gone. Again, I'm typing DD, gone, DD, gone. So lines are gone. Okay. Similarly, not only complete line, guys, you can delete the word also. So look at here. There is a word called license, right? I can say delete word, DW. I'll say DW, delete word. See over here, DW gone, DW gone, DW gone, DW gone, DW. So like this, when I say DW, delete the word. Now you can equally delete the character also. How do you delete the characters? There is a word, there is a key called X. So when say I'm typing in X, 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 every time I type in X, the character will be deleted. Guys, like this, there are so many operations you can perform on VA editor. There are so many operations you can perform, and using shortcuts, you will be able to perform huge amount of operations on editors. Guys, remember, these commands, do not try to by heart it. There are so many commands available for VA editor. As your experience go by, you will understand lot many things, because you will be keep on using this editor. In real time, I'm again repeating, guys, in the real time, to modify the files, to change some content, to delete some content, you always use editor called VI. You always prefer to avoid using Nano or gedit. You always use VI. This is very powerful editor. So in the material I gave you, there are VI commands available, lots of VI commands available, and equally you can also take in VI editor commands. You can try lot many commands. You can try practice in any. I'm just taking whatever I get as a first link. Okay, I'm not following any link. I'm just showing you. There are lot many commands. You can see now they're explaining you about command mode. Okay, see command mode, insert mode, VA editor, VA editing commands, moving line, saving and closing the file. All this whatever I showed you now, they're explaining it, and they're explaining giving the name. See VA editor. See sample file, new file, and insert mode. Okay, I'm typing in all this. See VA editing commands. I for insert, A, capital A, escape, terminate insert mode, undo. See colon, when you say colon U, undo. it will undo the changes, guys. See, small O, open new line, DD delete line, 3DD delete 3 lines. Okay, capital letter D. Okay, DW word, 4DW 4 words gone, CW change word. Okay, when you say change word, you can replace the word, guys. You can replace the word. X for delete character, R for replace character. So like this, there are many commands available. That is why I request you, don't by heart it. You use couple of commands on the system. You will always remember the commands by practice, not by reading, not by remembering. Okay. If you try to read and remember only 10% of commands, you will remember, guys. Okay. Linux commands require lots of hands-on. So don't try to read and remember. Try to practice. Try to practice it. All right. So go over and try to practice. Try to create a couple of files. Try to save some files. Try to open files. Try to modify files and play around. VI edit, as I told you, it's most important that you will use in organization, irrespective of any technology. Nowadays, Linux is very common for any technology. If you're working as DB admin, network admin, OS admin, DevOps engineer, cloud engineer, application server admins, anything you talk about, you will be running on Linux and you will be using editors. All right, so go practice these commands well so that you will have a good practice and you will remember all the commands very well. All right.